Emberly, right? Yeah.
Yeah, hold on. Don't count that. I don't know what happened. It just like pre-rolled before I even got to do anything. Not D20s.
Mulligan, dice mulligan.
There we go. Got a
All
9.
right.
So what does that mean?
Good. So on a hit, they will stabilize and heal to 6. So that was a hit. So Bubba, would you mark down your wounds to 6 o'clock?
Gotcha.
So
I only
You're
have
doing
2
better
checks.
than me now, Bubba.
now you only have 2 harm
Okay.
total. Good. And let's see. Yeah. You end up narco-stabbing him just to take his mind off the pain. And Bubba just, like, he just starts swinging. Would you roll to act under fire?
Son of a bitch!
That's versus your cool, Emberly.
Who stabbed me? What the fuck?
You didn't tell me those were flaming Cheetos.
I got an 8. I got an 8.
Yeah, exactly.
And that counts towards your experience, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Good.
So that means I leveled up.
Yeah. So let's see here. Do something under fire. You flinch, hesitate, or stall. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Okay, so yeah, he just starts like flailing. And you see like the rounds of his rocket launcher rotating and chambering another missile. Like it seems like this guy is really off his rocker. What are you gonna do?
I'm just gonna try to hold him down.
Okay. So you grab him and hold him down. And are you trying to get any of your gang
Can I?
on this?
Yeah. I was just gonna say, can I have some of my like gang members help me?
Yeah, okay. Well, they sort of look at you, and like the guy who's standing closest to you, his name is Fianally, like finally, except Fianally. He looks at you, says, Emberly, maybe we should get the hell away from him.
Why?
He sort of looks at him, he backs up, he says, that thing's about to go. Emberly, we shouldn't be here. We need to let this guy just deal with it.
Is a rocket coming out of the thing? Or it's
No.
just turning, right?
Right, it just
Okay,
slotted into place.
I'm
If you-
gonna freaking rip. Can I rip the thing off of him? Like the
Ooh, yeah, you could
rocket?
try to seize
and
by
like try
force.
to take him away from it?
Yeah, so that's a
Okay.
seize by force roll, so roll plus hard.
Alright.
I guess if I'm just spinning, I'm just like,
You could try to resist this, Bubba, if you wanted.
I mean,
resist.
I'm like on a narco pin, so I would imagine.
Okay, roll 11. Yeah.
Yeah, she crushed it too, so I just
Awesome.
kind of let it happen.
Yeah, so you're narco stabbed, so if you wanted to fight, then you'd be acting under fire because you've been narco stabbed. But since she's been so efficient at this, she just like tears this arm off of you, this thing, and she like hurls it away, and you as it's like flying through the air, you all hear this boop, 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 and then our missile goes and the missile flies off towards the right and the arm flies off towards the left, and you hear it like land somewhere way out in like the junked up cars of paradise off to the left
Oh,
side.
the arm doesn't hit Shaza in his bead vest. Damn.
Not as far as you're aware currently. So, like, the missile just flies off into the sky and explodes. And, yeah.
And I'm
So
like,
you
gosh darn it, freaking Bubba, what the hell?
What do you mean? What the hell? You fucking ripped it off my arm. What do you think's gonna happen?
What were you doing? You were gonna like shoot it.
It took. I didn't know what I was doing. It took control. I don't know what the fuck that thing is.
Why would you put it on if you don't know what it is?
Look, Fuse asked me to kill him, so I killed him, and then I had that thing on my. Yeah, Fuse is dead. Sorry, I forgot to
Why'd you
mention
kill
that.
Fuse? What happened?
What
happened over here, Bubba?
It was his time. It was his time.
No, really, what happened? Like, as much as you can possibly recollect, let me know. Because I mean, what happened to Kettle? Like,
Well,
her
she's
freaking
over
ambulance
there,
is
and
tipped over.
I point up to the ambulance on the thing.
Corbett
see
sort of
that.
steps up and she says, Emberly, Kettle's dead.
You see, Kettle's dead over there, and I think Twice is probably with her, or probably dead. This kind of got crazy really quick.
Corbett looks at you, Bubba. She says, Twice was with Kettle?
I think so. I think she was supposed to be in. I mean, that's where I last saw her.
I didn't see her in the ambulance.
Well, she'll probably show up soon if she's going to try to kill one of us. So
we can't stand out here in the middle. We need to get inside a building or move. Do you think you can move, Baba?
I was just spinning 5 seconds ago. You think I can move, Emberly?
That's when you had that giant arm on you.
Emberly, from your medical professional perspective, you think that he needs to be stabilized before you can move him safely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Well, just lay here. Try not to move as much as you possibly can. Just chill.
You hear like a cough from behind you, Emberly.
All right. Gonna turn. What's behind me?
It's Brock. He's standing there with his buzzed up head. It's actually like a complete flat top haircut. And he sort of looks at you. He says, Emberly, some bad news.
What happened?
Eli didn't make it.
Oh, Eli's dead too.
Eli! Yes.
I got to Kettle's place, and Kettle's place wasn't where Kettle's place was.
Yeah, I moved it up. It's right over there, and I point again to the same place.
And Brock just sort of like, he looks off in the direction of Kettle's house, and he just sort of sinks to his knees.
And I kind of put my hand on Bubba, and I'm like, Bubba, stop, just chill. And then I'm kind of like tearing up a little bit because, Evan, he's my homie, or Eli, he's my homie. I'm like, all right, we need to figure out what we're going to do here. We got to clear up these bodies. We got to figure out who is still alive. If there's anybody that's injured, we need to get them healed. A couple of you spread out, find all the people that you possibly can, and let's gather them up and do whatever we can.
Yeah. So your gang spreads out and starts dispersing through Paradise.
Well, everyone but Batty.
Yeah.
I turn to Corbett, and she's still there, right?
Yeah, she's still next to you.
I say, Corbett, can you climb up there and turn off that fucking siren? That thing's giving me the fucking creeps. I don't like the loud noises.
Yeah, Corbett says, it's not actually, there's no actual noise coming from it.
It's just a red light.
It's not sounding, but there is a circling red light up there. So I don't know if Bubba's upset by that.
Yeah, no, still, I just say that, Corbett, where I'm from, the flashing red lights don't mean anything good. You got to get inside the crane and figure it out. You got to turn that off.
Yeah, all right. So she climbs up into the crane and she turns back over her shoulder. She says, "Don't worry, Bubba. You can trust me on this one.
Well,
if you ain't first, you're last." And she steps into the crane and starts like shimmying up the arm of the crane. Eventually, the lights turn off. Now, Evan, you make your way back to town, or back into the center of town.
Was this before I propositioned Batty? Because as we were leaving Eli's place, I turned around to Batty and I said, honey, it's looking pretty bad out there. Whole town's to shit. We got city in the city to the west. We don't know where the fuck the nomads are. We out of gasoline. Fucking shit's blowing up. I think you and I should spend some special time together before we go out here and fight what could be the last fight that we ever fight.
You don't get the benefit unless it's a PC, right?
I don't give a fuck.
Okay, you just want to fuck Zilia.
Batty saved my life, and it's instant attraction.
That is pretty sexy.
Yeah.
Roll your seduce check.
All right. And that's hot, right?
Yeah, okay. That's hot.
All right. Come on. No!
Oh, so appropriate.
No.
Okay. Yeah, she just looks at you and she like grabs the med kit from you and she just runs off into the middle of town. And that's how Emberly had the med kit to be using on on Bubba.
And Batty is a bitch.
And
now
as she's running away, she stops. She turns back. She says, "You know, I let most of my friends call me Batty. You're gonna have to call me Zillia." She turns around and she just storms back off into the center of town.
Ooh, I like that Batty. She's so feisty. All right. I'm
Cool.
heading back out now.
Maggie, are you still with us?
I think she's still doing her Skype mess up thing.
Cool.
Gonna restart it.
So, Bubba, you're lying down there with like the stars swimming in your field of vision.
Okay.
And you hear Corbett's voice floating down to you on the wind. And she says, Bubba, Bubba, Bubba.
What? So I answer back.
Awesome. She says, someone's coming.
What do you mean someone is coming, and why are you saying the same thing 3 times?
She like wrenches on the red flashing light and like pulls it off of its housing on the top of the crane and like chucks it off on the other side of the crane where it smashes on the ground. And she shimmies back down and runs back over to you and Emberly, and she says, Bubba, someone's coming. Someone's coming across the junk wastes.
Well, who is it? And what is it, by car? What are we talking about here?
She says, I see lights. I see a number of lights, but I don't know if there's cars or anything.
He just kind of sighs, and he's like, well, I knew they'd show up sooner than later. And then I guess I just kind of say, can you, we gotta, where the fuck are the cars? Do you know where the cars are at?
Corbett says, oh, yeah, I know where the cars are at. I think Shaz has got them.
Why the fuck does Shazza have them?
She sort of looks at the ground and shuffles her feet a little bit. She says, well, Bubba, Shaz is, he's real religious, something fierce, and, he says that only the Church of Lord Junior should have vehicles. And so...
Well, I am the fucking church. Why the fuck does he need the fucking vehicles?
Do you guys think we should take a 3-minute break and see if we can get Maggie back set
we
back
could.
up on the call?
I mean, she's restarting her internet right now. We could take a quick break.
Yeah.
Cool.
I think that'd be good.
Oh.
On phone right now.
Oh, okay. Well, that works. She's on the phone.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's pretty fancy.
I restreamed my router. I don't know what happened.
Okay. Well, we could just keep going then. Unless you
Yeah,
don't
no
want to roleplay
problem.
on the phone. What?
Phone roleplay is awesome.
We've done it before. We had someone do an entire show while on the phone.
That's fantastic.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Jen and Roleplay D&D played an entire 4 hours on the phone. Which was kind of stupid.
That is crazy.
Do you,
So I'm going
go
back to Bubba. Have I
Yeah.
gone back there yet?
Yeah, absolutely. You're back. You see Corbett climb down and whisper something to Bubba.
Bubba, my friend. I kneel down next to him. How are you feeling?
How the fuck do you think I'm feeling, Evan? I feel like absolute shit. Have you ever had your fucking arm off? It fucking hurts real bad.
I can only imagine that he does, or that it does. So, what do we do next, Bubba? Like, what can I do to help you? Like,
We got to get the fuck out of here. Betsy said that they're coming, and I don't want to be here when they get here. And I kind of
who's coming?
Look, someone is coming. She saw the cars or something across the plain. If you get up in the crane, he like points over to the crane, and the siren's still going, right?
No, she tore it off and tossed it down on the ground on the other side.
So, Corbett, can you give me like the full rundown here? Then she saw it, right?
Yeah, I mean, she looks at you and she says, well, all I could see was a couple of lights moving out in the junk wastes. I couldn't see any vehicles or anything like that. So I don't know who's coming or how many of them there are. There's probably 5 or 6 different lights. They look like they might be headlights, but they might be flashlights. I don't really know.
Oh, well, shit. We're not really prepared for more monstrosity, but I could imagine that it could be friendlies as well, but that's probably not the case.
Evan, no one's friendly in this fucking terrible world.
Well, you're absolutely right, buddy. Where the hell are your cars?
What she said Shazza's got them. Why the
Yeah,
fuck
she
does
sort
Shazza have
of
them?
she sort of looks sideways at you. She says, "Shazza's got him."
Okay, well, I need to go have a talk with Shazza then.
Okay, well,
Anyone know where that asshole is?
no. Why don't you just scream his name? I mean, I'm sure he'll hear you. The fuck seems to pop up anywhere else.
All right, I'm gonna go try to find Shazza then.
Okay.
I'm like, no, we shouldn't split up. That's like the worst idea ever. We need to keep together.
Well, you gotta
And we-
carry me, Emberly.
What?
How I can't move.
That's true.
Yeah. Is he still not stabilized?
Well, what you need to do is like physically stabilize him with like either a stretcher, or you could maybe try to like lift him up onto the bed of Lambo 2 or something like that.
Corbett, back over near that garage right over yonder, there is a wheelbarrow. Why don't we go grab that and throw Bubba in that, and we're gonna wheel him over to Shazza, get a car, because if we need to get the fuck out of here, then we need to get the fuck out of here.
All right. Corbett sort of looks at you and she says, "Okay, let's go." And she starts heading off towards the garage you were pointing at. Are you going with her?
No, I'm telling her to go get it.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
She gets about halfway there and she turns around and she like looks back at you and she sort of waves, like beckoning
right.
you over.
All right. I'll go over with Corbett.
And you get to her and she says, "Evan, I know where Shazza is."
Oh, where?
Well, thing is, I don't know
no.
if I can tell you. Shazza's getting real scary, Evan. He's he's gone mad. He's gone mad with power.
Yeah, he has. I've been a little concerned about him ever since we saw that pansy crying outside the bar. So, is he, do you know what he's up to? Like,
She sort of looks around and she says, "I could go find out what his plans are for you."
have you been a part of the whole plan that Shazza has been putting together for the town?
Well, yeah, I was trying to keep close to him for Bubba's sake. He didn't tell me nothing, though. He keeps real close to himself. He's got these visions from Lord Junior.
Yeah. So why don't you go find out? And if anything happens, you let him know that you and I are on the same page as well, because I've had a couple of talks with Shazza.
Wait, I do have a question.
Yeah.
And maybe this kind of screws over the entire RP, but they used Lambo 2 last episode in the middle of this town, did they not? The grenade
Yes.
launch? Okay, and we don't have that anymore? Shazza?
No, you're like right next to Lambo 2. Shazza's got Lambo 1. He's got the orange Porsche. He's got the battle bus.
bus.
Well,
The battle
we can
bus just
sort of
doesn't work
assume.
anymore, yeah.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
But we have Lambo 2.
Yes, you have Lambo 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're right next to it. You're lying, well, I guess sort of
little
in the
ways off.
center of the square is the crane. Lambo 2 is sort of on the edge of the square over by where the barricade used to be.
Okay.
That's where Emberly and Evan drove it last time. So yeah, you still got Lambo 2.
All right.
So Corbett, you go get that information. And,
Corbett snaps a smart salute and she starts running off.
Corbett, wait, before you go,
Yeah.
you know that Batty girl?
Batty. Oh yeah, Batty. I know Batty. What's up?
Yeah, so if you ever get the chance to put in a good word for me, maybe you do that.
She comes up to you and she lays a hand on your cheek and says, "Evan, you're a nice man. You know that? You've done a lot for this town, and I think you're a little religious too. If you have the feeling of Lord Junior deep inside your heart, so yeah, I will. I'll mention you're a good man. I
Thank
think
you.
Batty could do a lot worse, She
Thank you.
turns around and leaves you behind.
All right.
Yes.
I guess I'm grabbing the wheelbarrow by myself then.
Okay.
That was her plan the whole time, huh?
Yep, that's all she wanted. She didn't want to carry a wheelbarrow. So you wheel the wheelbarrow back over to where Bubba is sprawled out on the ground.
Is it just me and Evan here?
And Emberly
It's-
too. Yeah.
And Emberly.
Yeah.
It's all three of you. And so you wanted to get Bubba up so you could move him.
Well, what I'm thinking is we attach the wheelbarrow to the front of Lambo 2, reattach the arm to JP, and go visit Shazza.
What do you think about that, Emberly?
I'm kind of getting filled in here. So he wants to take the wheelbarrow and what?
Oh,
He got a wheelbarrow from nearby, and he brought it over so that we could put Bubba in the wheelbarrow and stabilize him that way. He wants to attach the wheelbarrow to the front of Lambo 2 and drive it over to wherever Shazza is. And Corbett is off finding out what Shazza's up to right now.
I think that's a terrible idea.
Okay. All right. Plan B. While I was in confinement, Shazza came to me and basically said, "Look, I need your help. If things go down, then things are going to go down. Maybe I just need to go talk to Shazza and find out what's up, because I can go there under the guise of one of his followers, Lord Junior, whatever, and maybe find out what the hell we're dealing with here. But if there's a threat coming here to Paradise, we might need to just get the fuck out."
Yeah, I feel that. Kind of like she's a little sad. She's, put a lot of work into it, a lot of years.
She's got a lot of history here in Paradise.
Yeah.
Okay, like a couple of your gang members start coming back. Fianally and Brock, who went off with the others to start gathering corpses and whatever, and they start laying them out. And let me see here. They bring over Fuse and Kettle. They bring over. They bring the scalp of Look, which is just like his ponytail, and like toss it down next to you. They find Fleece, of course. They find Rothschild, who was that guy you talked to in the grow op early on. They pull over Matilda, who was infected. Ba, who's Gnarly's brother, he's also dead. They find Eli's body, bring him over. All told, like 30 or so souls from Paradise died this evening. Chak shows up. Like it's starting to get like a couple of people gathering in the middle of town, and like Twice comes limping over, sort of wrapped in a toga-like blanket contraption.
Twice lived?
Apparently so.
Wow.
Yeah, so Twice and Chak are there. Daff, I don't know if you guys remember Bubba. Maybe you remember Daff. He was that guy who shot out the engine of Lambo 1 in the first session.
I guess I would remember him, yeah.
He's still around.
Okay.
And sort of everybody is starting to gather. Everybody remaining is starting to gather. There's like 15 or 20 people in the middle of town. The Emberly's gang, and then you two and a couple of others. And they all sort of look around at each other and at the bodies, and they turn and they look towards Emberly and they say, well, I guess it's Brock who's saying this. He says, "Emberly, what are we going to do? Our town is destroyed. What do we do now?"
Every time you try to stand up, someone always is knocking you down, right? We're just gonna get back up. We've all seen people die. Every one of us has had to lose someone we love. We've had to lose our best friend. We've had to lose some random person you just met and had a drink with. We've had to kill people. And that's unfortunately what it's like here in Paradise. And if we have to move to a new place, that's what we have to do. But right now, we need to do what we can for the people we have here. Let's stick together. Let's move out. Evan, you really want to find Shazza and his crew, and I agree. If they're still here in Paradise, let's find them. Let's surround them. Let's take them out.
At the very end of that, I jump in. I'm like, and today we celebrate our Independence Day. And I'm just like looking around.
Carry on.
Like, finally looks at you and he says, like, there's a couple of people who sort of cheer, and like you see a couple of people wiping tears out of their eyes, and finally says, yeah, everybody, we gotta stick together. We gotta stand strong. What do you need, Emberly? What can we do for you? What can we get you? What do you need?
Let's make a plan. Let's do this. What's her name?
Zilia?
No, Betsy? Yeah, Corbett. She's back, right?
Yeah.
Or is she gone?
Yeah, she's back.
She's back.
Oh, no, wait. Sorry. She left to go see Shazza. Sorry. No, she's not here.
Oh, dang it. I was going to say she knew where he was. Did she tell Evan? Evan.
No.
Do you know where Shazza is?
Oh, shit. No, I still don't. She knows where she went to go
told
see.
you guys just start screaming. I'm just like, Shazza!
And then I'm just like, I'm putting my hand over his mouth. I'm like, stop. All right, well, let's search. Let's find him. We need to move this. We need to move. Do we have him in the wheelbarrow yet already?
So just Steve, just so I understand too, like the people that are with us are just pretty much the people of paradise. Like, does this include Shazza's followers?
You don't know.
I can't hear you guys again. Sorry.
Okay.
You don't actually know if there's anybody in the crowd who is Shazza's followers.
Okay. Is this something that I can like? Because I've run into quite a few. Is there any way like I can sort of tell? Because I know Shaz is sort of away and.
Oh, you know what? Why don't you read a situation?
Okay. I would like to do that. +2, 8.
8. Okay, so you get to ask one of those questions, right?
So, yeah. So, I guess, I guess I want to ask, like, I just get one, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess I'm kind of asking, like, who's in control here, right? Like, I know
like
that Shazza's doing this thing, so I'm trying to kind of figure out, like, is Shazza's people a bigger threat than, is that right?
Yeah.
I want to know if we're in control or if Shazza's sort of thing is in control.
Or are you, like, scanning the crowd to see if there's anybody in the crowd who has control?
Right.
Okay, yeah. You end up looking through the crowd and let's see. Daff is sort of hanging back, and he's got his rifle sort of slung over his shoulder, and he's like sort of like rubbing his hands on the stock of the rifle. And he's sort of looking to his left and right, and you see like a couple of people sort of like glancing in his direction.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Okay. I mean, is the speech over? Like, people are still cheering and crying and.
Yeah, you just sort of glance around as Emberly is speaking, and
I'm back, by the way, too.
Okay. So we noticed Daff. Sort of, I guess,
fingering his gun. Yeah.
Yes, fingering his gun, fidgeting with his gun, as I'm trying to determine if there's any of Shazza's followers in our midst.
Yeah. So, yeah, you see this, and like everybody's sort of cheering and everything. A couple of them are still asking if you guys need anything. They're sort of like, like a couple people are sort of disappearing into the ruins of paradise, and they're bringing out like, chunks of bread and jugs of water and stuff. One of them comes carrying like a sloshing half full can of gasoline, and they just sort of set up this little like pile in the middle of stuff and like food, and they all start sort of sharing and eating. And so what are you doing? Like, Emberly or Evan, are you like alerting anybody to your suspicions about Daff?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna pull Emberly aside and just kind of be like, Emberly, obviously we have this sort of Shazza revolution going on, and it's made itself very apparent over the last few hours. I'm just a little concerned that we have no idea who in this crowd is sort of behind this Shazza experience. I know that Daff. Like, I don't know him, but I'm a little suspicious about him and what might be going on.
What did you see?
Well, it just seems like he's a little nervous with his gun, and that tells me that we just need to find out what the fuck is going on.
I'll go talk to him.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. I'll go
Okay.
pull-
As you're walking
That's
away,
it.
like a woman on the edge of the crowd, her name is Lee, Li. She sort of shrieks and she collapses to her knees and she starts screaming, "This is all our fault! It's all our fault! It's divine retribution! It's nothing less than we deserve!" And like a couple people in the crowd are like, "Shut up, woman, what are you talking about?" And a couple people start like sort of edging away from her or whatever, and she's just like weeping. And
All right.
do you want to go like deal with her, or do you want to use the distraction as a way to like corner Daff?
I think I'm gonna have to deal with her. Is anyone else like walking over there to deal with her?
Well, there's a couple of people just sort of standing around. Someone steps up to her and puts his hand on her shoulder and says, "They're there. It'll be okay."
Okay, I'm
Things
gonna
like that.
keep walking to Daft, but I'm gonna give Evan a look.
Okay, Evan.
I intercept this
deal
look.
with that.
I intercept this look and kind of like look back and forth between them. I'm like, Evan, roll me over her.
Roll me over her.
Yeah, I was just, we got to shut her up, man. She can't be talking. Just fucking push me into her. Come on, tag team this
Oh,
shit.
the woman yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lee.
You're not a driver. I'm the driver. You can't drive this wheelbarrow. Just go hit her. We can get away with it.
Emberly,
I'm
what are
sorry
you?
That narco stim, man.
Yeah.
It's getting to you.
Emberly, you end up you're sort of circling the crowd and heading over towards Daff, and you see him with like a guy and a girl. You think you'd recognize the girl. You think her name is Winkle, and she's like 15, but she like keeps her head shaved and like wears like really tomboyish clothes and always has like a big knife stuck in her belt. What do you do?
Can I observe what's going on between all three of them?
Do you want to read a situation?
Yeah, sure.
Cool.
Oh, you gotta roll for it. That's right.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that roll, please.
Oh my god.
14.
Oh, awesome.
Wow.
So you get to ask 3 of these questions.
Yeah, I gotta move. I gotta
Read a situation.
Yeah, I gotta just log in. I'm going to ask.
Oh, whoops.
What should I be on the lookout for?
Mm-hmm.
What's my enemy's true position?
Okay.
And who is in control here?
Okay, well, it's very clear to you that Daff is in control of this small group of people. They're all looking to him and following his lead. He's distracted with this woman Lee, who's screaming and wailing, and like a couple of people are starting to drag her off. And we'll come back to what's going on with Evan and Bubba very shortly. Sorry, you asked, what should I be on the lookout for and what's my enemy's true position?
Yeah.
Yeah, so based on the way that he's now like unshouldering his rifle, it's that sniper rifle that we remember from the first show, you should be on the lookout for assassins. Seems like someone's really got it out for, anybody who is able to contest for power in the town of Paradise. And you see the guy who's this kind of grungy looking guy with like big long dreadlocks. He's sort of looking over his shoulder, back away from the light of the headlights of the crane. And you see sort of perched on a couple of cars, like, or perched atop some cars, a couple of rows of cars away, you see a silhouette. And you don't know who that is, but it's clearly someone important to this trio.
All right. I'm not going to go all the way up to Daft. I'm going to act like I was like just checking stuff out over here.
Yeah.
I'm going to... What's Evan doing now? Is he actually...
Yeah. Evan, Bubba, what... Are you guys rolling in your wheelbarrow over towards Lee?
Please tell me no.
The entire time I'm like, Evan, let's fucking go. What the fuck? I'm like, I have one arm just like going like this behind my head and stuff.
We have to wait for Emberly, and then we're gonna go see Shaza. So you just wait in this wheelbarrow.
God damn it.
All right.
Evan.
All right. So what's
I'm
up,
gonna walk back
Emily?
over to Evan and pull up inside again.
Okay.
All right, Evan. Looks like there's definitely something suspicious going on over there. I can't trust him. I mean, I think I kind of know Winkle. I don't know the other guy that's with him. But look over there in the distance, back by the car. Who is that? Can you tell? Pointing.
Can I? Can I look over there?
You're looking, and he's just sort of silhouetted against the night sky. You can't really tell who it is. And as you're watching, he just sort of jumps. Oh, actually, so as you're watching,
and I'm like nudging him. I'm like, don't look too obvious.
Another figure sort of clambers up on top of the cars next to him, and sort of like the two sort of like meld into one figure for a little bit, and then the second figure splits back off again, and the first figure like stands tall and like turns off towards his left and leaps down off of the cars and starts moving away.
Emberly, do you think there's something going on with these guys?
Definitely. We need to find somewhere where we can easily cover our asses.
Actually, let's go warn Daff about the people that are coming. And let's see if maybe we can get him to worry about something else.
All right. I mean, I don't know if that's the best idea. What if he alerts them or something?
Well, you think he's with the people that are coming, or you think he's with Shaza?
I don't know. I mean, I know as much as you do in this situation.
Sounds tough. Let's take a 3-minute break.
Yeah, okay.
And then we'll find out what's going on when we come back.
Perfect. We'll see you guys then. Thanks, everyone, for watching.